Countdown for the Peter Chill. Sound off news of the Slate Saturday night, 7/27, 2015. And just before the Peter Chill signs off tonight at 70 late night news and odds of the Slate Saturday night, 7/27, 2015. I Peter Wiggins. I had news and odds here. At least 11 died from Texas tornadoes and 13 in Midwest flooded. Chicago Mayor Robert Emanuel on Sunday night ordered changes in how city police officers are trained to handle calls involving people who may have mental health problems. Police say parental escort policy similar to those found at other malls nationwide could prevent situations similar to a Saturday night disturbance at the mall St. Memphis, Louisville, Kentucky that requested assistance from 4 police departments. Bob Ellsworth Kelly, one of America's great 20th century abstract artists who in the years after World War II take the title of American painter by combining the solid shapes and brilliant colors of European structures and forms distilled, died at the age of 92. London, British Prime Minister David Cameron sent hundreds of more trips into Northern Ireland on Sunday to help exhausted residents and emergency workers fight back rising river waters that have identity towns and cities after weeks of heavy rain. Baghdad, Iraq's army declared victory over Islamic State fighters at a provincial capital west of Baghdad on Sunday, the first major trap for the U.S. Maiduguri, Nigeria. Boko Haram Islamic extremists struck the northeast Nigerian city of Maiduguri for the first time in the months on Monday with a rocket-propelled grenades and multiple suicide bombers, witnesses said. Chinese lawmakers represent the new legislation on Sunday during a session of the National People's Congress Standing Committee, which governs the country's laws, the state when Xinhua News Agency reported. On 40 to say police shot and killed a male after a chase that began when George County, Mississippi deputies tried to pull over an antique pickup truck for failure to yield. As firefighters continued to battle a damaged 1,236-acre fire near Ventura County's Salvador Beach at 2 flare-ups broke out. How did the danger Sunday morning as strong winds posed? U.S. on 40 days on Sunday were investigating suspicious fire in a mosque in Texas weeks after a mass shooting in California by a Muslim couple that sparked fears of backlash against members of the faith. Democratic presidential candidate Bernie Sanders said Sunday he thinks he can persuade supporters of Republican frontrunner Donald Trump to back him in the 2016 race. Tokyo, Asian stocks dipped on Monday amid a lack of immediate direct Tokyo's delight and year trade of Japanese shares managed in West followed in the rebound in the crude oil prices from multiple year lows. Oil in New York halted gains on near a 3-week high as it repeated its goal of boosting exports after sanctions on the country were lifted. Tokyo, Japan's factory output fell for the first time in 3 months in November. Data showed on Monday a sign that a weak emerging market demand continued to decline prospects for a sustained recovery in the world's third largest economy. Finally, SpaceX managed to successfully land the first stage of the Falcon 9 rocket on the lander pad in Cape Canaveral, Florida, as a SpaceX commentary during a live webcast announced that Falcon 9 rocket had safely landed in the London pad. The lunar spectacle that unfurled on Friday was the first full moon of the Christmas since 1997. Unfortunately, the moon was developed by clouds of the big portion in the United States, but in other parts of the clear sky, the full moon just turned. This year saw China introduce bold new regulations, checklists, and environmental requests, but can these laws be enforced effectively? In Boston, the Cleveland Circle is once again selling food to Bostonians as Boston reporting that 136 people were reopened at the Cleveland Circle. England's chief medical officer has warned gonorrhea and became an unstable as gonorrhea is the second most common sexually transmitted disease in England. In Pennsylvania, more than 92 confirmed cases of the flu were reported from October 3rd to 7/19, according to the State Department of Health. Peter Challenger's time is now 11:04. Look at that New England alerts here at 11:04 p.m. here. Oh. Okay, let's move on to traffic on this late Sunday night. Baby! And it smells set on highways and byways doing it on this late Sunday night at 1:30 on the eastbound side. A little slow around the Jamestown area. But otherwise, a smooth sailing commute on 195 on the westbound side. Slow between Saco and the main turnpike here. And Main on 95 on the northbound side is inspector from Carmel, Maine to Bangor, Maine here. 395 on the eastbound side is inspector from 95 all the way out to Route 2 at Bangor, Maine, and Route 95 on the northbound side, a little slow over the Pittsfield, Maine stretch. But otherwise, a smooth sailing commute here. And on the MBT, the ferries are looking good here. Commuter rail looking good here. And on the subway system, it is looking good. Peter Cello Dusab is now 11:05 on this late Sunday night here. And it is time now for a weather report. And the latest radar scene shows a lot of rain showers from Nantucket stretching across the eastern portion of Long Island here. And seeing heavy bands of rain east of Nantucket here. And it is all going towards it's not going anywhere. And we are under a winter river as an effect from 8 p.m. Monday to 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time Tuesday for portions of southern eastern and southeastern Massachusetts, as well as portions of Northern Connecticut and northern western Rhode Island. Hazard type snow, sleet, and freeze rate is accumulation, snow accumulation, weather 3 inches, along with around a 10-minute ice. Snow will begin around midnight, mixed over the change of sleet shortly thereafter, before it changes over to freeze rate during early morning hours and during by midday. In fact, dangerous travel conditions, especially with the Tuesday morning commute along elevated roadways, as ones will become slick when slippery or only a trace of snow and or ice. Visibility is going to be reduced, especially in snow, and winter river advisory addition when snow and ice is forecast development in affected areas as accumulations are expected to be like any snow and ice will result in slipping conditions on untreated roadways and sidewalks. When temperatures are below freezing, motorists need to be especially careful on bridges and overpasses where slippery spots can easily develop. And day with tonight, hazard weather not expected this time of day 2 for 7 Monday for Saturday, winter weather advisory here. Okay, 7-day forecast goes like this. Here, by tonight, slight chance of rain before 1 a.m. Cloud early, then gradually clear with a low around 33 degrees. North force at about 6 to 11 miles on anticipation 20%. Now down to 10% here. Monday, sun's got about 37 degrees. North at about 8 to 13 miles an hour here. From the night, snow bay after 3 a.m. Low around 26 degrees. And north face at about 5 to 7 miles on anticipation 8%. New circulation weather is possible for Tuesday. Rain, freeze rain, and sleep coming all rain about to 10 a.m. Higher 40 degrees east with about 8 to 11 miles. Gust highs 23 miles on anticipation 1%. New salinity accumulation less than half an inch possible. For Tuesday, chance rain made before 9 p.m. Most gusts got about 34 degrees and anticipation is 4% winds with about 8 miles an hour. For Wednesday, chance rain may after 11 a.m. Most gusts got about 45 degrees and anticipation 50%. Wednesday, rain likely made before 11 p.m. Clouds got about 38 degrees and anticipation 7%. Thursday, chance rain before 8 a.m. Part 7 Park Clouds got about 49 about 31 degrees and anticipation 30%. New Year's Day, most of the sunny to Park Clouds got about 41 to about 28 degrees. Saturday, most sunny to Park Clouds got about 38 to about 26 degrees. And for Sunday, most sun's got about 37 degrees. Currently, not 45 degrees overcast, guys. Humidity 76%. And that is going to be it for the Peter Channel. Sign off news, and it's late Sunday night, December 27th, 2015. Peter Review. Good night with a good bye today. To all. See you tomorrow morning with a board report. And it comes to us an end of a Peter Channel on this late Sunday night. And the Peter Channel will be signing off for the night. Peter Winslow will be have a good night, and I'll see you tomorrow morning. Good night as we turn out the lights off and say good night. Good night. Hi.